Hey guys, welcome into today's video. Today we're going to be testing out a bunch of stuff from RMS Beauty. I'm really excited to do this video. I'm doing this video right on the precipice of Hurricane Idalia. We do live in an area where we're supposed to get hit with it, but it has moved, and so maybe a little bit away from us. So I'm trying to get this video filmed before we potentially lose power, but I'm so excited to do it, and my order arrived yesterday. This for me is a first impressions for most items. I am surprised that I haven't tried RMS sooner because it's super intriguing. There's a ton of stuff that looks very appealing, and I have had their Uncover Up concealer, and surprisingly for a potted concealer, I immediately fell in love with this. Why I never ended up trying more of RMS Beauty, I don't know. As you guys can see, I didn't pick up any eye products. I know they had new cream shadows drop, but I didn't pick those up. If I end up liking this stuff, I might go back for it. But let me show you guys what's on today's agenda. So I picked up 3 of the brand new blush shades, so I'm really excited to try these. This is also brand new. This is the ReDimension Hydra Dew Luminizer. So it's a new powder highlighter that I think just dropped like a couple of days ago. This is also a fairly new release. It's the Supernatural Radiance Serum. I'm seeing this in a lot of places and I think people are really liking it. I also picked up the Buriti bronzer, which I believe just came back in stock. I believe this has been out of stock for a while on their website. You guys saw the concealer, and then also I had to pick this up, the Uncover Up Cream Foundation. So that's what we're gonna do today, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Let's hop into it. These blushes look absolutely to die for. This one is Bohemian Girl, and then this one is Cur Royale, which I feel like this is what I want to wear today. And then this one almost looks like a really bronzy tone in Crystal Slipper. Oh, this one is loose. So it looks like they actually pop out, and I didn't know that. That's very interesting. So these are removable tan, which is pretty cool. These are just plastic, but they still feel pretty sturdy. And the rest of her stuff is all glass, which is just really nice. It's sleek. I like that about it. It's simple. It doesn't overdo it. That's how I felt about the concealer too when I tried it, was just that it worked. It wasn't like frilly. It was like light buildable, medium coverage, but worked really well. It didn't crease. Something about it was just so simple and perfect. So I'm hoping that I feel that way about these. So because I think I want to keep Cur Royale on, not Bohemian Girl, I feel like I want to test these out on just bare skin because we won't be leaving them on. Hopefully that doesn't bother you guys. I just feel like I'd like to see the foundation and then instead of just immediately taking it off. So let's swatch this one. They're pretty soft. This one looks much more lightly pigmented once I swatch it in Crystal Slipper. I am shocked that I have not tried these sooner. As a blush fanatic, these blushes look delightful, so I don't know why I didn't pick them up before. And then this one in Bohemian Girl. Wow. It has almost like, I don't know, this overspray seems to kind of be coming off a little. Whoa! Look at that pigmentation on that one in Bohemian Girl. Man, that is so pretty. It's got like gold in it almost. You can kind of see that in the pigmentation. I'm liking a lot of blushes that are doing that lately. Okay, let's go into Crystal Slipper and put this on. Yeah, this definitely is kind of a bronzy tone, but it's still very pretty. It's like a terracotta shade. I might as well just throw it on both sides just to test it. I'm a little surprised it's a more buildable formula on this one, or just maybe even overall. It's not as pigmented as I thought it was gonna be, kind of looking in the pan. I think I like this shade. I don't think I love this shade. I can see the luminosity in it though. It almost makes my cheeks look wet, but I don't know, something about it. It's more burnt than I usually go for. I mean, the overall effect though is really pretty. It definitely has this like dimension about it. This very nice, like wet looking kind of shimmer. It's a beautiful finish. I just don't know that I love the shade entirely on me. That one is Crystal Slipper. I took that one off. Let's go into this one, which is Bohemian Girl. Why I don't have these memorized yet, I don't know. I feel like this one has so much more pigmentation than the one in Glass Slipper. Yeah, I think it is more pigmented. This is such a beautiful shade. This shade kind of reminds me of one of my favorite blushes, which is the Lancome. It's called like the Blush Subtil, something like that, SUBTL, where it has like gold pigmentation in it. This one is more of a peachy shade and that one is more rose, but same thing. They just have a lot of like gold pigmentation in them, so that's what makes them look kind of wet on the cheeks. But even this one, even though it's more pigmented, it's still light, definitely buildable. And I feel like the more I build it up, the more sheen I get. Not necessarily the darker the pigmentation looks, but if you ever watch any of Rosemary's videos, you know that she kind of goes for more natural beauty. A lot of her aesthetic is like, she'll do a simple face and then a bright red lip. She just uses products like these to really accent your beauty instead of like just overly punchy wow pigmentation. So I'm definitely getting that from this. This one is Bohemian Girl. I really like this one. That shimmer is like so fine, it's almost like undetectable. It's not like sparkles, it's like gold. So it's almost like a highlighter even. I would definitely skip highlighter if I was gonna wear this because it's basically adding highlighter vibes to my cheeks all on its own. We are going to apply the last one in Cur Royale after we do our base makeup. Okay, let's move on into the base. So really excited about this actually. Have been seeing this everywhere if I didn't mention that already. It's the Supernatural Radiance Serum and it has a broad spectrum SPF of 30. I have mine in the shade Light, I believe. Light Aura is the shade of this. And I think this comes in 3 different shades. It's basically just like an under the foundation luminizer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, definitely. But it has a really, really pink tint to it. So I'm interested to see how this rubs into the cheeks. Let me just take this with what I have on the back of my hand. And I really just want to apply it, I think, everywhere. I think you would because it has SPF in it. I can smell aloe vera. Has it got aloe vera in it? It says it's a mineral SPF, complexion correcting tinted serum, boosts skin's radiance and smooth imperfections with a soft focus, subtilized pearl filter. I mean, it's subtle and it's beautiful looking. Where are the ingredients in this? It says it has citrus, aratium, borgania, which is like what I'm digging for because it definitely has a scent to it and it's thick. It's not as runny as I thought it was gonna be. It's really, really thick texture. Just kind of like what your normal sunscreen would be, I guess. Like a thicker sunscreen. That's kind of what it feels like. And I almost feel like Rosemary would probably have made this so that you could just kind of put this on and leave it and maybe not put any kind of complexion product on top of it. It's heavy though. It's really, really heavy. So I'm interested to see how the foundation sits on top of it. It's definitely heavy. Like, I definitely feel this on my face, more so than I thought. Like, I'm telling you guys, I really thought this was going to be a little bit more lightweight. And it has a very, very strong scent. It's pretty. It's not dewy, though. Even though I can feel it, and it's a little bit of a thicker consistency, it's not tacky on my skin. I'm going to give that just a few to settle in because I don't want to mess up this foundation. So let's talk about the foundation a little bit. Hopefully I got the right shade. This looks a little bit deep. I told you guys these come in beautiful glass jars, just very simple packaging. It's called the Uncover Up Cream Foundation. This one is in the shade 11.5 and it does come with like a little spatula. So I think we'll use the spatula. It's kind of cool. It has RMS printed on it and it's fairly heavy. And then it comes with one of these on the inside. And here is the foundation. I don't use very many cream foundations. Oh, this is gonna be way too deep for me. Oopsie daisy. It is very, very orange. It's very deep. We're gonna go for it anyway. It's a thick consistency too. We're still doing it. I'm gonna just apply a little bit everywhere. In the real universe, I probably would not use this spatula. I probably would just pick it up with my finger. The good thing is it's big enough that I think you can get your finger in there just fine. Yeah, this shade is way too dark for me. Oh well, we're dragging it all the way down the neck. I don't know what would compel me to get 11.5. This is also a very, very sticky, tacky, thick consistency, you guys. It's not lightweight at all. Okay, so I already have some thoughts about it, and they're not overly positive. So because it's a cream and it's a bit of a thicker consistency, and irrespective of the shade, I realize I didn't get the shade right. It's still really heavy. I feel it on my skin. I feel like it looks heavy on my skin, and it's emphasizing so much texture too. Also, it has a pretty strong like scent about it. I wouldn't say it has like a fragrance, but it definitely has like a clay scent. That's what it smells like. It smells like clay. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to see how this one wears. I'll leave it on. I'm not filming any other videos today, so I'll come back at the end of the day and we'll see how it held up, because I'm definitely interested to see how this plays. Like, I want to see if it works in conjunction with my oils or looks better on my skin as the day goes on. Like, maybe the texture kind of subsides, it sinks into my skin, or doesn't sink into my skin, because right now it's just extremely heavy on my skin. It says this luxurious complexion loving foundation blends flawlessly into skin for a youthful dewy finish. I definitely think it has a dewy finish. Like, I can see it on the high points of my face, which lately I've actually been kind of staying away from because it gets very, very humid here, and I've been getting so much more oily. It says formulated with natural antioxidant rich meadow foam seed oil and our signature hydrating Buriti oil. This creamy foundation allows for buildable coverage without the weight. So I don't agree with without the weight. It's heavy. And I also feel like it's pretty medium coverage right away. This side where I kind of like slapped it on first, it was truly medium coverage. I would not want to build this up. So we'll see how it wears. Let's go into this concealer next. I'm so excited. I haven't reached for this in a minute, but I love this concealer. I have it in the shade 00. I am usually not a fan of potted concealers, so again, I don't know what made me pick this up when I did. This was probably 6 months ago, but the minute I tried it, it was so good. It was not a creasy, thick concealer like a lot of potted concealers are, but it does have like a radiant finish about it because it's a cream product. It's a little bit on the heavier side. So I could see a lot of these products being extremely hydrating for the skin and really good for mature skin. I don't know much about her, but honestly, watching her videos, she just seems like so adorable. Wow. My face feels a little bit heavy. I'm not going to lie about that. Okay, I'm gonna set down with my Dior Backstage Powder No Powder in 2N. I feel like these products definitely need to be set down, especially on my really combo skin these days. All right, we are ready for the bronzer. So I got mine, whoa, is this in 221M? I thought this was the lightest shade. And here it is there. I think this is the lightest shade. Seems like her stuff is pretty buildable. Yeah, I feel like this will work on me. Again, a lot of her stuff is just very dewy, very natural. So same vibe with this. I'm going to take an angled face contour brush. I'm gonna dip into the product. I was kind of just patting it, but I feel like swiping is fine. It doesn't look like it's disturbing anything. I think this is a good shade. Does it look like it has a reddish undertone to you guys? I actually really like that. No, the swiping though is lifting the foundation. So I'm gonna have to pat. I don't know if this is laying on top of powder so great. It definitely has a red undertone. Oh man, I really enjoy that. I like this shade a lot, actually. Again, just a super luminous, dewy finish, which I don't usually like on the forehead, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I just love the shade. The shade is like something else. It's super unique, and it's so red. It's almost purple on my cheeks. It's crazy. It's like a really interesting, crazy color. Again, the formula is a little bit heavy. Like, I definitely feel it. Like I said, all of her stuff, super dewy, super luminous. I feel like it was made for maybe even more dry skin. I'm dying to go into this blush to see what this shade is like in Cœur Royale. Let's swatch it first. Ooh, look at that. Man, the lights are so bright up here right now. Every time I swatch one of these blushes though, I have to say, like, they're hard to get off the back of my hand. So they have pretty good staying power. They're also kind of like almost a tacky-ish formula. All right, we're going in. Yep, that was the shade. Ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty. I do feel like your best bet on application on these, you guys, is to stamp everything in. Every time I start to swipe, because this foundation is so tacky and the SPF underneath it is kind of thick and tacky as well, I feel like I'm tugging the foundation, and it did start to pull up when I was applying the bronzer. So everything I feel like just kind of needs to be tapped into the cheeks. Well, at least on my skin anyway. That one is beautiful and my favorite. By far, best color in Royale. I'm really enjoying a lot of mauve shades right now. This one is like less gold than the other two. The other two have a lot of gold in the pigment, and I feel like this one has luminosity but doesn't have any real gold in it. It's kind of obvious too when you're like looking at the product itself. You can see the gold like in the other two. That one and then this one. Let's go into this highlighter called the ReDimension Hydra Dew Luminizer. This one is in the shade Prosecco Fizz. Yes, Prosecco Fizz. So beautiful. All of these are very, very tacky. They're harder pressed in the pan. There is Prosecco Fizz. I'm just picking it up on a highlighting brush. Oh wow. It's really punchy. Is it funny that I like see Rosemary in all these products? I've basically watched her put on basically every one of her products at this point, but like I just see them on her face. As I'm applying them to mine, I'm like, yeah, I see this on her. I see her talking about it. That one's actually gorgeous. It's not heavy. This one is like natural but still punchy. I don't know. I really like this highlighter. Okay, that was everything. I just threw on a lip oil. Not like Rosemary's signature red lip. My face definitely feels on the heavier side. I probably went in heavier with the foundation than probably Rosemary says to. And I know that this is an older product. I know that she's had this in her line newer than a lot of the other stuff that I tried. So I want to reserve my final thoughts to see how this foundation wears, how the blush holds up. So I'm going to do that kind of mini wear test, and I'll come back at the end of the night and give you guys my final thoughts on everything, and then we'll see how the foundation wore, and hopefully that helps you guys. So for now, I'm out of here and I will see you shortly. Hey guys, I just wanted to check back in with you like I said I would. I know it's been all of 2 seconds for you, but it's been 7 hours for me. It is almost midnight. We've kind of been watching the storm. I think it's headed due north and it's probably gonna pass us. So right now it's just a little bit of wind and rain, but I wanted to check in on all of the stuff that I put on today. The foundation is looking great. Like as far as a natural finish foundation or just like a little bit of radiance that it had, it's not messing too badly with my oils. It's kind of come off on my nose. That usually happens unless it's like a super matte foundation. Otherwise it meshes with my oils really nicely. The only thing that I noticed is like I must have been leaning on this side of my face, and I've definitely taken off the blush on this side. It still looks really, really good. This side and the highlighter still looks really, really good. The concealer though, super lovely. I told you guys that I tried this and I really love it because it doesn't crease. Like it's light medium coverage, but I still think it's a buildable formula, and I just think this is good for so many skin tones, so I highly recommend this concealer. As far as the foundation, like it held up nicely, and I don't think that it broke apart. It definitely didn't continue to feel super heavy on my face. Like after I left, I didn't notice it. I think I'm really enjoying this. Like I almost think I want to move this downstairs and put this on as like a first step to give it a little bit more time to sink in before I come upstairs and like do my foundation every day. I usually try and go in with a foundation that's maybe not as expensive because this is definitely pricier, but if you're looking for something that has a little bit of glow to it, this is definitely nice. I really love the highlighter. Where's the highlighter? The highlighter is so beautiful. I think I'm really gonna enjoy this. Like I can definitely see it over here. I must have been leaning on this side, but this is just, oh, it is so pretty in Prosecco Fizz. I mean, it's basically like just a champagne color, but it's still so beautiful after 7 hours. If you don't go and touch your blush, like I probably did on this side, I feel like it's gonna hold up pretty well. So overall, I am super thrilled with all the products that I tried today. I'm sorry that I waited so long to try RMS Beauty, but I would love to hear what you guys enjoy from the brand, or if you've tried more of her items, and maybe even have some recommendations for me. I am out of here for this evening, you guys, and I hope to catch you all in my next video. Bye.